The ability to navigate life with confidence doesn't come from forcing the external world to behave. True strength comes from gaining control over your internal mind. Over the next few minutes, we are going to complete a 4-step spiritual mindset reset protocol. By pulling from ancient wisdom, you can build a systematic method to drop the heavy, invisible burdens that modern life piles onto your shoulders. It is important to state up front that clinical depression is a deeply complex condition. If you are struggling heavily, this protocol is built to work as a holistic companion alongside professional psychological treatment and medical guidance, rather than a replacement for it. To do this correctly, you must participate. Grab a physical pen and a piece of paper, or open a digital notepad. We will build your personalized strategy for clarity. We start by externalizing the chaos. Taking the thoughts swirling in your head and forcing them onto a physical page is mandatory. The simple act of documenting your internal state is how you stop being the passive victim of psychological stress and start managing it. Step 1 is the diagnosis. On your paper, prepare to write down exactly which mental roadblock you are currently facing. To do that accurately, we need to categorize your stress into one of 3 strict definitions tied to how you experience time. The first category is fear. This is a direct reaction to a present perceived threat in your immediate environment. It's the spike in your heart rate when your boss unexpectedly calls you into a sudden closed-door meeting right now. The second category is anxiety. This is an obsession over future uncertainties. It's the experience of lying awake staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., calculating your financial security for a scenario that hasn't happened yet. As you can see on this timeline, while fear sits in the present and anxiety looks to the future, the third category, depression, pulls you into the past. It is the exhaustion of feeling trapped by past regrets. The speaker from Aptitude India challenges the idea that one must remain in this state. Look at your paper and make a choice. Write down explicitly which of these 3 conditions, fear, anxiety, or depression, you are battling the hardest today. By precisely naming the invisible enemy, you strip away its vague, overwhelming power. It is no longer an ambient cloud of dread. It is a tangible, solvable equation sitting in front of you. Step 2 is the reality check. Below your diagnosis, write down the exact material trigger causing it. Maybe it is a specific dollar amount, a job title, or social status. Once you have it written out, take your pen and physically draw a line straight through it. Look at this split screen. On the left is the immense artificial value modern society assigns to temporary material milestones. On the right is the vast, indifferent reality of the universe. We measure our worth by the clutter, completely ignoring the scale of the right. Acknowledging human mortality serves as a mechanical filter for perspective. When you acknowledge your temporary existence, the scale of your daily problems changes. An embarrassing public mistake, a missed promotion, or a social failure shrinks when placed against the finite timeline of a human life. Recognizing the inherent illusion of material success removes the suffocating artificial expectations we place on ourselves. That realization is what clears the mind. Step 3 requires understanding the cosmic mechanics of attachment. The root cause of almost all psychological suffering comes from attaching your permanent identity to temporary, constantly changing material things. To counter this, we use the mechanism of surrender. As shown in this diagram, visualize your specific problem as a heavy, physical object attached to you. Then mentally release it. Let it detach. The cosmic and historical cycles of the universe dictate that everything moves in phases. Even the most powerful empires and seemingly insurmountable evils are eventually ground down and destroyed by time. Your personal, immediate stressor is subject to this exact same inescapable law. Time will eventually absorb and neutralize whatever is keeping you awake at night. Surrendering the outcome to these higher cosmic mechanics provides the strategic relief needed to drop the weight of the world. Step 4 is applying the Kalug advantage. Ancient texts define our current era as Kalug, an age characterized by deep conflict, global chaos, and constant distraction. Navigating a daily environment built on conflict leaves people feeling saturated with anxiety and depression. The world is built to overwhelm you. This chart highlights the paradox of Kalug. Because this era is so spiritually starved, achieving a shift in perspective requires less time than in previous ages. All it requires is pure intent. You can leverage this advantage. At the bottom of your paper, write down one single, pure, positive spiritual action you commit to taking today. It can be as simple as practicing 5 minutes of focused gratitude or offering forgiveness to someone who angered you. In an era defined by constant distraction, a single moment of clarity has a disproportionate impact on your internal state. Focused intent creates an outsized shift in how you perceive your obstacles. Look down at your completed paper. You have isolated and named your stressor. You have crossed out its material power. You have surrendered the outcome to time, and you have committed to a positive action. The perspective shared by Aptitude India emphasizes that clinical states, while difficult, do not have to be permanent fixtures of your identity. You have the agency to seek help and move forward. You have an infinite nature. By recognizing that, you unlock the capability to navigate the noise and chaos of the modern world with unshakable confidence. If you are carrying a weight that feels too heavy to lift alone, seek out a licensed healthcare professional or mental health specialist. Combining this holistic mindset reset with personalized medical guidance is the safest path forward. The internal logic for peace is always accessible, requiring only your decision to sit down and reclaim it. Keep your paper close, and if you know a friend or a community struggling with the weight of the modern world, share this tool with them today.